Thank you so much for being here on this absolutely beautiful sunny San Diego afternoon. Very special thanks to Mike from Brooklyn Grill for having us here. And on this beautiful day, we are actually here to celebrate more common sense solutions coming to City Hall, and also to urge my colleagues vote this afternoon on this very important reform. There are more than 3,300 restaurants in San Diego, and they're on very tight profit margins, usually under 5% on every dollar earned. So, for many of our neighbors who own local restaurants, being able to maximize the number of tables, maximize the number of guests is really critical to their survival. One would think in a city with such beautiful weather year-round, outdoor sidewalk cafes, patios would be a great, perfect way to achieve this goal. But as the current regulations stand, restaurant owners and operators usually face lengthy, costly, and unpredictable permitting processes. Well, we wanted to help this industry, especially these smaller neighborhood restaurants, by reducing the approval time and the costs of the required full barrier for outside sidewalk dining. So, under the proposed new rules, restaurant owners would be allowed to have a single row of tables about 4 feet 6 inches out from the building, which would still allow a clear path of travel. They would not need to build the current full permanent barrier, which is really costly, can take many months, and also it takes tens of thousands of dollars in both permitting and construction fees. So, restaurants would still have to follow all the other regulations that are related to alcohol, which that aspect is controlled by ABC, the Alcohol Beverage Control. The proposal would not allow music to be played on the patio, and the goal of the ordinance is not to encourage partying, but to expand bona fide restaurants, not bars. Most importantly, though, this ordinance would not supersede a neighborhood's community plan. So, if the community plan called for wide, walkable sidewalk space, there may not be room for a sidewalk cafe. We wanted to respect the individuality of every neighborhood with this proposal and not force a one-size-fits-all on a community where it possibly just wouldn't fit. So these changes were brought to our attention last year by the Restaurant Association during what we call regulatory relief, bringing relief of regulations to our small businesses. And that is something that I helped to spearhead in my first year in office. So it is terrific to see the fruit of that labor so close. So I am urging my colleagues this afternoon, an affirmative vote. We're so close, and this summer so many people could be enjoying this beautiful San Diego weather dining on outdoor patios. So looking forward to that this afternoon. And with that, do you have any questions? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
Michael Morton from the Restaurant Association.
All right, good afternoon. Thanks for being here. My name is Mike Morton Jr. I'm president of the California Restaurant Association San Diego chapter. And last year the council called on us and asked us as an industry, what can be done to help small businesses in San Diego, and what can the city do just to add one more job or several jobs preferably? Our recommendation was that the CRA brought to the city's Land Use and Housing Committee included reviewing the costly permit process for sidewalk patios, which we're standing in front of. What better way to enjoy the San Diego weather than sitting outside and having a nice meal? And for smaller and medium-sized restaurants that are operating on narrow margins, adding a few tables outside provides a significant economic and community benefit. Therefore, on behalf of the California Restaurant Association, I want to thank Councilmember Lori Zaff and her colleagues on the council for bringing this matter to the council, and I really want to thank them in advance for their support this afternoon. This will really help San Diego as a whole, and especially the restaurant industry. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to hand it over to Mike McGeth, the owner and operator here at the beautiful Brooklyn Grill.
Thank you very much. My name is Mike McGeth. I'm the owner of Brooklyn Grill Eatery here in Mission Hills. As you can see by this glorious day that we have in San Diego, this town deserves outside dining. There's nothing better than sitting outside having a nice meal al fresco on a perfect day like this. This is why we call our city America's finest city. But one of the finest things that we need to have is some relief from the city council and from all of the city entities that we have to deal with to be able to have outside dining at a reasonable cost. Just as an example, going through construction plans for the restaurant, it cost me about $7,500 Yet the neighborhood development company wanted to have $10,000 just to approve 6 tables outside. So needless to say, we didn't put 6 tables in outside. So the new regulations that the City Council is proposing today would be phenomenal relief for all of us small business owners. And it's not just about us. As Lori mentioned, we do work on a small profit margin. But in addition to this, we're going to create more jobs. If this goes through, I can probably hire 6 or 7 more servers and bussers. And I'm going to be creating much more sales tax revenue for the city as well. And the city, of course, needs more revenue. So we're here to work with the city to make things as best as we can, to work within the neighborhoods on an individual basis to create more revenue and create more jobs. So I want to thank Lori and the other members of the City Council that have been pushing for this. It's going to be a tremendous relief for us, and we can't wait for it to go into place. Thank you very much.